Davos, archaic Italian, Tavate, local German pronunciation, is a municipality in the district of Prättigau, Davos in the canton of Graubünden, Switzerland. It has a permanent population of 11,136. Davos is located on the river Landwasser, in the Rhaetian Alps, between the Plessur and Albula Range. At 1,560 meters, it is the highest town in Europe. Davos is host to the World Economic Forum, an annual meeting of global political and business elites, and the home of one of Switzerland's biggest ski resorts. At the end of every year it serves as the site of the annual Spengler Cup ice hockey tournament, hosted by the HC Davos local hockey team. History. The current settlement of the Davos area started back in High Middle Ages with the immigration of Rhaetia Romans. The village of Davos is first mentioned in 1213 as Tavos. From about 1280 the barons of Vas allowed German-speaking Walser colonists to settle down, and conceded them extensive self-administration rights, causing Davos to become the largest Walser settlement area in eastern Switzerland. Natives still speak a dialect that is atypical for Graubünden, showing similarities with German idioms of western parts of Switzerland, especially the Upper Valley. In 1436, the League of the Ten Jurisdictions was founded in Davos. For the middle of the 19th century, Davos, modeled on Sokolovsko, became a popular destination for the sick and ailing because the microclimate in the High Valley was deemed excellent by doctors and recommended for lung disease patients. Robert Louis Stevenson, who suffered from tuberculosis, wintered in Davos in 1880 upon the recommendation of his Edinburgh physician Dr. George Balfour. Arthur Conan Doyle wrote an article about skiing in Davos in 1899. A sanatorium in Davos is also the inspiration for the Berghof Sanatorium in Thomas Mann's novel Der Zauberberg. Between 1936 and 1938, Ernst Ludwig Kirchner, then at the end of his life and living in Davos since 1917, depicted Davos and the Junkerboden. His painting has a both romantic and pantheistic atmosphere and simplified formal structure. During the natural ice era of winter sports, Davos and the Davos Ice Stadion were a mecca for speed skating. Many international championships were held here, and many world records were set, beginning with Peder Østland, who set 4 records in 1898. The only European bandy championship was held in the town in 1913. Subsequently, Davos became a famous ski resort, especially frequented by tourists from the United Kingdom and the Netherlands. After peaking in the 1970s and 1980s, the city settled down as a leading but less high-profile tourist attraction. Geography. Topology. Davos has an area, as of 2006, of 254.5 square kilometers. Of this area, 37.1% is used for agricultural purposes, while 19.7% is forested. Of the rest of the land, 2.2% is settled and the remainder is unproductive. The municipality is located in the Davos sub-district of the Prättigau, Davos district in the Landwasser Valley. In terms of area, it was the largest municipality in Switzerland until the formation of the municipality of Glaris-Sud in 2010, and is the largest in the canton of Graubünden. It consists of the village of Davos, with its 2 parts, Davosdorf and Davosplatz, and the villages Frauenkirch, Davos Glaris, Davos Wiesen, Davos Monstein, and Davos Clavadel, and the hamlets of Larit, Wolfgang, Obermsee, Meyerhof, Stille, Bunder, and Spina in the main valley. In the side valleys there are additional hamlets including Chuggen, Dorgi, Indenbulen, Hof, Tufi, Gadman, Amrin, Derboden, Sertig Dorfli, Oberalp, Inner Alp, Davos lies in a high valley, the connection to Klosters needing a pass of only some 70 meters ascent from Davos-Dorf. This tiny pass results in a flow direction of the river not corresponding to the main traffic routes of road and railway to the northeast but flowing in a southwesterly direction. 3 long side valleys reach out to the south from the main valley. Climate. Davos has a continental subarctic climate with an average of 124.7 days of precipitation per year and on average receives 1,022 millimeters of precipitation. The wettest month is August, during which time Davos receives an average of 148 millimeters of precipitation. During this month there is precipitation for an average of 13.5 days. The month with the most days of precipitation is June, with an average of 13.6, but with only 126 millimeters of precipitation. The driest month of the year is April, with an average of 56 millimeters of precipitation over 9.6 days, of which 50.9 centimeters in 8.5 days are snowfall. Politics. Coat of arms. Subdivisions. The municipality of Davos is divided into 5 fractions: Gemeinden, Davos-Dorf, Davos-Platz, Davos-Frauenkirch, Davos-Glarus, Davos-Monstein, and Davos-Wiesen. Government. The small municipal council constitutes the executive government of the municipality of Davos and operates as a collegiate authority. It is composed of 5 councillors, each presiding over a department comprising several bureaus. The president of the executive department acts as president of the municipality. In the mandate period 2013 to 2016, the small municipal council is presided by Landamman Tarcesius Caviezel. Departmental tasks. Coordination measures and implementation of laws decreed by the Grand Municipal Council are carried by the Small Municipal Council. The regular election of the municipal councils by any inhabitant valid to vote is held every 4 years. Any resident of the municipality of Davos allowed to vote and being registered can be elected as a member of the Small Municipal Council. The delegates are selected by means of a system of majors. The president is elected as such as well by public election, while the heads of the other departments are assigned by the collegiate. The executive body holds its meetings in the Stadthaus. As of 2015, Davos's small municipal council is made up of 2 members of FDP, 1 BDP, 1 SP, and 1 independent. The last regular elections were held on the 17th of June 2012. Parliament. International relations. Sister and twin towns. None. Former relations have been cancelled since February 2010 by the Council due to thorough austerity measures. Demographics. Davos has a population of 11,136. As of 2008, 23.7% of the population was made up of foreign nationals. Over the last 10 years the population has decreased at a rate of 5.5%. Most of the population speaks German, with Serbo-Croat being second most common and Italian being third. As of 2000, the gender distribution of the population was 49.1% male and 50.9% female. The age distribution as of 2000 in Davos is 1,102 children, and 9.7% of the population are between 0 and 9 years old, and 1,435 teenagers at 12.6% are between 10 and 19. Of the adult population, 1,733 people, or 15.2% of the population, are between 20 and 29 years old. 1,897 people are 16.6% between 30 and 39, 1,806 people are 15.8% between 40 and 49, and 1,498 people are 13.1% between 50 and 59. The senior population distribution is 902 people or 7.9% of the population are between 60 and 69 years old. 677 people or 5.9% are between 70 and 79. There are 318 people or 2.8% who are between 80 and 89. There are 49 people or 0.4% who are between 90 and 99. In Davos, about 74% of the population have completed either non-mandatory upper secondary education or additional higher education. Davos has an unemployment rate of 0.85%. As of 2005, there were 239 people employed in the primary economic sector and about 86 businesses involved in this sector. 1,118 people are employed in the secondary sector and there are 123 businesses in this sector. 5,565 people are employed in the tertiary sector, with 615 businesses in this sector. From the 2000 census, 5,321 residents belonged to the Swiss Reformed Church, while 3,950 residents are Roman Catholic. Of the rest of the population, there were 10 individuals who belonged to the Christian Catholic faith, 439 individuals who belonged to the Orthodox Church, 274 who belonged to another Christian church, 79 who were Muslim, 56 who belonged to another faith, and 8 residents were Jewish. In addition, 832 residents belonged to no faith, were agnostic or atheist, and 448 individuals did not answer the question. The historical population is given in the following table. Sports. Davos is known throughout Switzerland for its famous ice hockey team, the HC Davos, who play in the Swiss National League A. The home arena is the Valent Arena. Besides being famous for cross-country skiing offering some 97 kilometers of pistes, Davos has the largest natural ice skating field in Europe. Bandy is occasionally played there. An international tournament, starting in 2014, has been organized. The 1913 European Bandy Championships in Davos is so far the only one of its kind. There are 6 main ski areas in winter, with a total of 320 kilometers of slopes. Parsen Gochna, which connects to the partner town of Klosters from Davos-Dorf. Jacob's Horn, which can be reached from Davos-Platz directly. Pischerhorn, which can be reached by frequently running buses into Flula Valley. Rinnerhorn to start from Davos-Glarus. Madrasserhorn, located in neighboring Klosters. Schatzalp is privately owned by the Schatzalp Hotel and a specialty as a decelerated skiing area. All areas offer summer transport as well onto the main peaks from mid-May until end of October. The remote side valleys heading towards the Engadine area are worth long hikes towards the passes of Sertigus Caleta Pass to reach, for example, Pizedkesh, an ultra-prominent peak. To the north there are no valleys but rather a direct one-day ascent to continue across a pass into the Schanfigg Valley towards the rival resort of Arosa, or even to continue to Lenzerheide in a 2-day hike. Culture. Davos is home to 7 sites that are listed as Swiss heritage sites of national significance. These heritage sites include the town archives, the Kirchner Museum, the Grosses Genatschhaus and the Forest Cemetery. Several hotels and spas are also included on the list. The three hotels are former hotels are Berg Hotel Schatzalp, the former Grand Hotel Belvedere, and the Zürcher Hochklinik von A. Gabriel. Davos hosts annual meetings of the World Economic Forum. The city was featured in an episode of Viva la BAM, when cities around Europe were visited. On the 14th of March 2003, a festival called Winter Jam was held in the city, and bands such as Sum 41, Crazy Town, and Guano Apes performed during this event. Research. Davos boasts several research institutes. The Our Foundation focusing on trauma and disorders of the musculoskeletal system, the Swiss Institute of Allergy and Asthma Research, the WSL Institute for Snow and Avalanche Research, and the World Radiation Center. Notable residents and people connected to Davos. Philipp Bauknecht, 1884–1933, German expressionist painter, tuberculosis patient, lived in Davos from 1910. Paula Kohler, born in Davos in 1967, a former alpine skiing World Cup overall champion. Fortunate Sprecher von Bernegg, 1585–1647, born in Davos, Grisonian analyst, lawyer and envoy in Valtellina. Valentin Buhler, 1835–1912, citizen of Davos, Swiss lawyer, wrote the first dictionary about the local dialect, and one of the first ones about Swiss dialects. Karl Dorno, 1865–1942, lived in Davos from 1904, German researcher, founder of radiation climatology and initiator of the Physikalische Meteorologische Observatorium in Davos. Uri Elperlin, 1917–2015, citizen of Davos, German-Russian translator. Jörg Federspiel, 1931–2007, Swiss writer, grew up in Davos. Mark Forster, 1969, German and Swiss director and filmmaker, grew up in Davos and is Freeman of Davos since 2007. Ernst T. Fliger, 1919–2007, Swiss tenor from Davos. Thomas Hirschhorn, 1957, Swiss artist, grew up in Davos. Willem Jan Holzboer, 1834–1898, Dutch entrepreneur, sponsor of the health resort Davos. His young wife died after 20 years in Davos due to tuberculosis. Holzboer stayed in Davos, remarried, and became the initial founder of the Rhaetian Railway. Ernst Ludwig Kirchner, 1880–1938, German artist, tuberculosis patient, lived near Davos from 1917 and died here. Namesake of the local art museum. Franz Holper, 1862–1935, German painter and architect, lived in Davos 1901–1920 because of his tuberculosis. Johann Lucius Euler, 1810–1877, born in Davos, confectioner and entrepreneur of a gastronomy empire in St. Petersburg. Klabund, 1890–1928, German writer and painter, tuberculosis patient, died in Davos. Erwin Poschel, 1884–1965, German art historian, tuberculosis patient. Walter Siegenthaler, 1923–2010, Swiss physician, born in Davos. Alexander Spengler, 1827–1901, German and later Swiss physician, and first specialist for tuberculosis in Davos. Karl Spengler, 1860–1937, son of Alexander, Swiss physician, bacteriologist, inventor of immunotherapy with Spengler's oncology. alkaloids, which is an application of principles of homeopathy, and ice hockey player from Davos, founder and namesake for the Spengler Cup. Lucius Spengler (1858–1923), son of Alexander, Swiss physician and specialist for tuberculosis. Robert Louis Stevenson (1850–1894), British writer, tuberculosis patient in Davos. Sophie Taube-Arp (1889–1943), Swiss painter, sculptor, textile designer, born in Davos. John Addington Symonds (1840–1893), English poet and literary critic. With his wife spent much of his life at Davos. Friend of Robert Louis Stevenson, Yuri Podlachikov (1988), is a Russian-Swiss snowboarder, Russian-born, grew up in Davos, graduated from Sports High School Davos in 2008. In Sochi, Russia, he won the gold medal for the halfpipe at the 2014 Winter Olympics. Johannes Gula von Winneck (1562–1637), born in Davos, Grissonian analyst, officer and landamine. Ursula Wyss, born in Davos in 1973, economist and politician.